Hi everyone, we're back. The Woke Mommy Chatter podcast is back. It's been more than a minute. I feel really guilty actually because I have been neglecting all the social channels and the podcasts and everything just kind of stopped. I wanted to come back 6 months ago, but I didn't have the brain capacity for it. I've started a new job that is actually quite demanding and taking up a lot of my time. And myself and some other moms, Black moms that live in my general region or area, started a group called Parents of Black Children that has really taken off. And it's an advocacy group, and that's also, required a lot of time, and it took time to kind of build that up. So, there's that. There's the job, there's the kids, there's, the husband, there's like all this stuff that I feel like I'm doing everything and nothing at the same time. But I'm back. I'm here. I want to kind of rededicate myself to the podcast. And we're going to start. So this season is going to be really exciting. We have a number of interviews. We're going to talk child welfare and Black families. We're going to talk about Black motherhood, as usual, with a different spin. We have an interview from Nefertiti Austin, who talks about adoption and what that looks like for Black women. And I'm going to start though with a bit of a mini conversation with the little madam. And this was kind of an impromptu conversation. It went in a whole other direction that I was not expecting it to go in. But it kind of speaks to how busy things have been for me. And actually talking to her made me realize that I need to focus my attention on my kids. And they get what's left of me as opposed to all of me. And so, it's a new year, and I'm glad I had this conversation with her because it's kind of put things in perspective a little bit. But here you go. This is our conversation, Woke Mommy and the Little Madam. And stay tuned next week when we start season 4 of the Woke Mommy Chatter podcast. So we're recording. Don't touch
Testing recording 1, 2, 3.
Don't touch the microphone. So, little madam, what do you think about Mommy's podcast?
I think that it's interesting.
How do you know it's interesting? Do you listen to it?
Yes.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Only like little snippets that I think are appropriate.
Snippet? What does that mean?
A snippet is a little bit, a little piece. What do you think Mommy's podcast is about?
Black people.
You think it's about Black people? Why?
Because Black people are important.
Because Black people are important? That's true, we are. Do you think that Mommy spends a lot of time talking about Black people?
Yes.
How does that make you feel?
Happy.
It does? Does it ever bother you?
Sort of.
Okay, what bothers you?
When you talk so much, you don't pay attention to us.
Oh, I talk so much about Black people, I don't pay attention to you, little Black people? So, Mommy spends a lot of time talking about Black people. Do you think I spend too much time talking about Black people, or just enough time?
Too much time.
Why?
Because you spend too much time that you don't listen to us.
Oh. When was an example of a time where I wasn't listening to you?
In September and this year.
In September and this year too? Well, the year just started. Am I that bad?
You've been not paying attention to us for New Year's. No, not New Year's Eve. You didn't pay attention to us yesterday.
What was I doing instead? I don't like where this interview is going. This is not what I had in mind when we agreed that we were going to do a discussion. What did I do yesterday?
You didn't, when I was trying to tell you something at home, you didn't listen to us.
Oh, really? Well, sometimes you cannot have my full attention all the time. That'd be so exhausting. Sometimes I have other things I need to do as well. Like, I have to work and I cook. What else do I do for you? Do your laundry? All that's fun stuff. So sometimes I am a bit distracted. So I guess Mommy will try to do better, right? And not be so distracted. So back to Black people. When you grow up, what would you like to be?
I want to be a scientist.
What kind of scientist?
A scientist that does potions.
That does potions? Cool. Why do you think Mommy spends so much time talking about Black people?
Because you spend so much time talking to them when we're out.
Oh, so I talk about them and then I talk to them when we're out. Okay. What do you think about your school? Do you like your school?
I do, sort of. It's just boring. You have to do so much work. Oh, and I love recess. And I love my friends.
You love recess and you love your friends. Are your friends all the same, or are they like diverse? You know what diverse means? Mm-hmm. Diverse is when everyone's a little bit different.
They're all different.
They're all different. And is that special? What's special about having a group of friends where everyone's different?
It's special that they're not all the same. They all don't talk the same. It's also special because they're all my friends.
Yeah. And when you're at school, do you learn about Black people at school?
No.
Do you learn about white people at school?
No.
You don't learn about people at all? What do you learn in grade 1?
We learn about social studies, science, and math.
And in social studies, what are you learning about? Do you learn about people?
No, we just learn numbers, how to count to 100 in French. And we also learn how to speak French.
You learn how to speak French. Do you ever think about being one of only a few Black people in your school? Do you ever think about that?
No, because there's actually lots of Black people in our school.
There's lots of Black people now. When we first started at that school, it was not like that at all. So if you knew that you were talking to all the people who listen to the Woke Mommy Chatter podcast and you could tell them something important about what being Black means to you, what would you say to them?
What Black means to me is that we're all special. We all have different kinds of hair and we're all not the same.
Do you like your hair?
Yes.
What do you like about your hair?
I like that my hair can do different braids and like different styles.
Do you like being Black?
Yes.
You took really long to answer that question. Are you sure?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm special in my own way. Okay, goodbye. Stay tuned for a new season of the Woke Mommy Chatter podcast. Oh.
If you enjoy listening to the show, be sure to subscribe to this podcast so you get automatic updates of new episodes every Tuesday. Also, leave a review and let other people know what you think of the show. Don't forget to follow Woke Mommy Chatter at Woke Mommy on Twitter, on Instagram, and follow along on Facebook at Woke Mommy Chatter. Be sure to visit the Woke Mommy Chatter website at www.wokemommychatter.com to help support the production of the podcast.
Thanks for listening to Woke Mommy Chatter.